Welcome back to Season 3, Session 14 of our ongoing GURPS Banestorm Embers of Defiance game. I am Rigil Kent, aka Phil, when we forget to use our online pseudonyms. Today's GM. Before we begin this penultimate session, are there any questions or adjustments or point expenditures that need to be completed first?
Oh, I finally got perception updated. Did I have notes? I didn't put that in the notes.
So you improved your perception.
I have improved perception.
Yay,
Finally.
you now have a 12.
I'm sure I want to spend points on something, but I can't remember.
It was memory.
Right. Well, we do apologize for missing last week. We're going to throw, I can't remember what Andricus under the bus because we were helping most of us were helping him move into his brand new house.
And it is much appreciated.
Actually, is it brand new?
It's brand
2
new
years
to him.
old, so basically.
Congrats on the new home, nephew.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate it.
All right. Well, we ended the last session with the PC stepping through the gateway to return to Yrth. I have a minor retcon based on post-game realizations, and that was that you were over there for a few days, not a few hours, because that sort of made a bit more sense. In that time, while you were over there, you will have learned that Finn has gained the wounded disadvantage, thanks to Mark's run, as his left leg from knee to ankle is pretty badly burned. And this comes from the Jin that was at the center of the Banestorm within Yakut Min Almiral. And in the last moments before Finn could actually get clear of said Banestorm, when everybody was trying to run away, the Jin caught his leg with a whip that was like made of fire or something and yanked him back into it. So this injury does not heal, even with magical healing. And as a result, he's got to like spend some time every morning bandaging it up with a clean cloth to avoid infection and all that.
Could he sever the leg, amputate it, and then magically regrow it?
I suppose possibly.
I mean, that's one way of doing it.
Haruki, here's a sword.
I legitimately had not considered that.
That's right, because magic breaks all sorts of rules.
I'm not sure if he has legitimately considered that.
Wait,
yeah, magic is freaking
leg?
cheating.
Mark needs to be aware that GM Phil may get his revenge. Just saying.
I don't know what you're talking about. I do not know what you're talking about. Right, and in that time, obviously, Finn and Amira have basically become a husband and wife, albeit they probably haven't spoken any words before a priest or an imam or anything like that, so it's more of a common law marriage. They have 2 kids. Their oldest is Miriam, and their youngest is Dane, young Dane, both of whom have the crazy blue eyes of Finn's. The oldest, Miriam, has decided that the PCs are all very interesting, but she can't seem to figure out which one of you is her favorite. Aramis is her favorite because he's got a metal arm, and that is pretty fantastic. And also, all of the older girls with the people are much, much nicer to her and want her to like introduce them to him. So, he definitely makes her really popular. Brum is her favorite because he just never seems to get tired of listening to her babble, and he tells the best stories. Haruki is her favorite because, well, he's a man mountain that she can climb. I mean, come on, how tall is he?
Reaching 8 feet now.
Yeah.
I thought you were
Ismir,
getting a 9.
No, I'm at I'm 2 inches shy of 8.
need to figure out how to do enlarge person from the D&D spells in here, because that'd be hysterical.
Well, every time you hit me with major magic, Saruki gets bigger.
Ismir is her favorite. I have actually no idea why she likes Ismir.
Because he's
Maybe-
exotic and weird.
I was thinking maybe because he like semi-treats her like a princess or something. Like,
Oh,
you know,
that's
yes
true.
lady and that sort of stuff.
Pretty much. She could probably do just about anything, and I'll be like, I can't do anything back, so I just got to take it.
You just tell her mom, and that'll end that. Thorn is her favorite because he has wings. And
Stinking
she's
wings.
been after him to take her flying ever since she saw them. I have no idea if he's actually done so. Large Haruki. Oh God. What is this evil link? Nice. You should post that on the stream or in Twitch.
I can't
Why not?
because my
okay.
laptop won't cooperate today.
I'll do it.
Brian will do it. But yeah, so as Finn was able to use the anchor thing that you guys brought over, that was and utilize that to create the giant or the fairly large portal. And well, I guess it wasn't large; it was large enough for everybody to go through. While you guys basically held off from the beastmen and such like that. And damn it, I'm gonna need to make sure to have that too. I'm always forgetting something on my little story because I have a story that I just put all my links to, my images and such like that. And based off of what Finn had told you, he had to be the last person through because when he goes through it, the portal should collapse behind him. So he passed out just as Haruki grabbed him and pulled him through. So as a meta note, he is at the -10 fatigue point status. He had to pump a crap ton of fatigue into making sure that this thing is actually worked, which according to Raw means he will be remaining unconscious for, if I calculated it correctly, 110 minutes as he stays out until he's into positive fatigue points. As you passed through the gateway, it was very Stargate-like, traveling through it, and it brought you back not where you were expecting to be, which was that traveling stone where you entered in the first place, but actually Zat Al-Dawahi's throne room. Only it has been scaled way, way up. Or you guys have been drastically reduced in size, which Thorn is actually kind of familiar with.
Yeah, he shudders.
So notably, the temperature is drastically hotter than the other side because it was snowing over there. But blasts of frigid air are coming through the open gateway behind you, which should have collapsed, but does not have seemed to have collapsed. So it's like getting punched in the face by an industrial-sized hairdryer while you're standing just inside, or with an open freezer right behind you. Open fighting is actually taking place when you guys arrive. Looming possibly large over all of you, is not only Zat Al-Dawahi, who is fighting, but she is struggling against 6 or 7 other Jinn who are all as large as she is. You're talking like 100 feet. And all of them are as unique as she is to behold. Like, there's one of them that just looks like it's solid air, not air, but like clouds. Another one's solid fire.
Haruki shudders.
Among those that you will see combating with her is one that Ismir will absolutely recognize as the former master of the Fa'il. So immense amounts of magic seem to be like spilling out of that confrontation up there, and on the ground level, fighting is also taking place, but it's between different groups of warrior types. So you can immediately locate Zat Al-Dawahi's forces. They're like across the crazy large hall. As they are, battling with gnolls and birdmen and centaurs and lizardmen and lionmen and so on. All of the warriors seem to be normal sized.
With regard to us or with regard to the surroundings?
With regards to you, sorry.
Wait, are we shrunk? Are we a bunch of midgets?
No, they seem they seem to be the same size as you are. It's just like the Jinn and the throne room itself just seems to have gotten crazy upscaled.
So the
Somebody
throne
threw it
room,
in.
the throne room
Yeah,
is Jin sized. We're all are human sized, base
presumably.
human size.
So
Gotcha.
the Jin's gone all Snoke-like.
They're definitely crazy large. You guys had also traveled, or were trying to escort a 43 of the people who were basically, pacifists. What is it? Total pacifisms. Yeah. And naturally, the people, as they call themselves, are just recoiling from the mayhem that's going around them. And Haruki, who is in the absolute back of this semi-formation, is quite aware that the beastmen, who you were dealing with previously, are at best a couple moments behind you because they were clambering over your or trying to smash through whatever, clambering over, smashing through, pushing aside, something like that, the obstacles and obstructions that you had left in place. Visible pulses of what Thorn can tell is raw magic seem to be radiating out from this gate. And I do need a magical awareness check from him.
Okay.
Oh,
that
look at that.
Based on IQ or perception?
It is based off of perception, I believe. We'll have to do... No, wait.
It's IQ.
IQ, yeah. Well, you still succeeded. He will be able to quickly determine that it seems like the Jinn are actually drawing magic from whatever is on the other side and like using it to supercharge their attacks against one another.
So
That seems distinctly like a we shouldn't be here scenario.
I'm starting to feel that too. Thorn, we are leaving.
Amira is going to abruptly stiffen, and then she states to the PCs in that pretty disturbing voice of Zat Al-Dawahi, and she says, "Attend to me, mortals. You are henceforth discharged from my service. My third task is complete. Now fly from this place with as many as mine as you can. I cannot guarantee that what comes next will be as merciful as I." And then it's
Good enough
like
for me?
Amir's like, back to normal and looking around like, what the hell was that?
So our final task is to get as many people out of the city as possible.
Or at least the throne room.
Does she also talk about getting her cat people out?
That's what it sounded like.
So
Do we have a
looming-
map?
There's no there's no map in this particular case. Looming overhead, a group of the Jinn, there's like 3 of them, including Ataketh. They manage to seize Zat Al-Dawahi, and they tear her into 2.
That's not good.
This
We-
will
okay.
cause a massive explosion of magic up there that's going to blow the ceiling off of the whatever it is with the ground rattling kaboom. Everybody on the ground floor is the PCs, the people, those dudes that are fighting over there, those dudes that are fighting over there. Everybody is knocked to the blown off your feet. And Thorn can tell that when that happens, magic has just gone completely wild in here. Everybody will see ribbons of bizarrely colored lightning sort of erupt from the 2 forms that have been pulled. The 2 halves, I guess. So you see one of those, one of the lightning blasts, comes down and strikes into one of the walls, and it transforms it into glittering ice that immediately starts cracking. And another one, just blasts one of the rival Jinn square on, and that thing, it just sort of implodes. And yet another strike hits the ground near some of the thickest of the fighting, and when it hits, it's like the ground sort of, well, not the ground, but the floor sort of shakes, and trees push up through the floor, which sort of splits the fighters apart from one another, and they're all looking like, what the hell? Yeah, yet another one hits one of the fighters. It was like I'm not sure which one it's going to be. Not a dog man. Let's go with one of the lion men. And his head just sort of catches on fire, except it's this creepy violet fire. And he seems to be fine until his head just turns to ash. And hold on, let's see. And one of those strikes is coming straight for Haruki.
That's because he's grown a little bit bigger because of all the magic.
Or
Yeah,
it will make him grow quite a bit bigger.
So, Haruki, I need a defense roll of some sort from you. All options are available.
Can we use teamwork?
Not in
Since
this
I'm-
case, I don't think.
So
No,
I'm
we haven't
going
formed
to
up.
use Finn's body to block. I'm joking.
And inexplicably, it curls around him and hits you.
No, you dodge onto the other side of the portal so that the lightning hits through it.
That seems safe.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt an acrobatic dodge.
So you are carrying Finn.
Right. So I'll take,
Although
because
he
I'm
may go
figuring that I need to
kerplop
get out of the
against
way.
ground.
That getting out of the way is probably the best. So I'm going to kind of do one of those, like,
How much
Acrobatic
encumbrance is he?
dive for cover.
oh,
If you're doing
yeah.
acrobatics, you can't do it if you're more than light encumbrance, I think.
Oh, is it more than light? How much does Finn
I
weigh?
was unaware of that.
Seems like there is a thing.
I think it's like fencing. You can't do fencing if your encumbrance is more than light.
Would this be
No,
considered
it's not that you can't do it. You take penalties.
Would this be considered a missile attack?
All right, so I'm going to.
Not
Yeah.
exactly. This
It's
is
all
slightly different.
Well, I'll roll it, and if it's too close to call, then we'll
Well,
figure out the penalties.
all options are available, including the
I'm
extra
going to
effort,
assume because of
dive.
encumbrance that's going to fail.
Well, you can always drop him.
You have
No,
luck.
I got to get Finn out of the way. Maybe what it happens is okay. So I know it. Okay. I'm going to make the roll here. Oh, yeah! Even with the -2.
All right.
So-
So go ahead.
So I'm going to realize that I'm not, even despite the awkwardness of carrying Finn, he'll kind of do a side jump and hope to come up rolling. Now he doesn't roll, but he does able to get himself slightly out of the way and ensure that Finn for sure isn't going to get struck by it. But
Basic set doesn't say anything about encumbrance and acrobatics.
Might be in martial arts, maybe. I mean, it makes sense. You shouldn't be able to do somersaults if you're super heavily encumbered. So
I'm sure there's
the
probably
blast, the stream, the ribbon, whatever it is, it narrowly misses you, and it streaks past and goes through the gateway, and it hits one of the beastmen that's coming out there, or that is is like the lead beast man, and he sort of makes a howl as you see one of his arms just sort of doubles in size while the other one halves in size.
Oh wow.
And he just looks like he's in, agonizing pain and total confusion.
Todd-san, we must go.
Okay, so due to the abrupt tree appearance, the people that are over there fighting, the cat people, including someone you will recognize, are able to basically back away from their fight. All of them look very much close to panic. Mostly, as they're like looking up, and it is obvious to anyone with the soldier skill that they are about to break. So, based off of your current location, there are probably 2 exits that you are definitely aware of because you have been in here before. One is relatively close by, but the other, which is slightly farther away, would take you closer to Zianra and her warband.
Since our last task is to get Zianra and the warband out, I think we're going to have to take that route. And we need
Split
their...
up.
Yeah, get maybe the people, the pacifists out the one way, and
well, they are notably near panic. It's like, especially, with the craziness having there, and I guess that'd also be one of those things. Anybody with the soldier skill can definitely tell they're just about to start bolting in all directions.
Well, Thorn is going to drop down within sight of Zianra and give her the Mal nod. Huh?
The now nod.
Mal. Ariel. The Ariel episode of Firefly. I see now that I should explain. When he shows up to rescue the people out of the hospital, they open the door and he's standing there and he just gives that nod like, come on.
Okay, so yeah. So to maintain the coherence, is that the right word, of the people, to prevent them from scattering in all directions, I will need a leadership check from somebody.
Well,
I can do an intimidation check to try to keep them.
I need, I've got leadership. It's not great, but I'm sure I'll be shouting that, seeing Thorn go to Zianra, I'm figuring we're probably splitting up the groups, trying to get the groups out in
No,
two
you don't
different
necessarily
ways.
have to. You can go the same direction.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure that crossing the danger area with the one group of pacifists was feasible.
Well, that'd be the leadership check. Actually, I think Brum has a pretty good leadership.
Brum does, but shouldn't Finn be leading us now?
Finn is unconscious.
That's right.
Doesn't Brum have tactics too?
He does.
So I think in this case, Brum would be the best bet. Tactics and then leadership.
Alright, so Brum will take charge.
And he, correct me if I'm wrong, but he does have penetrating voice, right?
He does.
So he can definitely, it doesn't matter that none of the people, actually, now that I think about it, since I did slightly retcon it to where you guys were there for multiple days, Finn could have done the translation weave, so you can actually talk. These people can understand what you're saying, and you can understand them. So Brum can step up and shout some instructions, and they will listen because he sounds very leadery.
Which brings up an interesting point. Now that Zat Al-Dawahi has been torn in two, so now there are two short versions of Zat Al-Dawahi.
Actually, there's like two glowing, spinny motes of light that seem to be like coalescing into, well, human-shaped forms.
I'm guessing because of this, we're not speaking Arabic anymore.
That's actually a valid point. And a correct point.
Haruki's camel.
Just a camel.
Haruki picked up broken one. Or Arabic broken.
Yeah, but
well, we're down to our natural skills.
Well, in this case, it's not difficult to yell and shout and.
Yeah, we know Imshi.
Well, and Zianra can also Zianra and Izmir can also relay commands to anyone that speaks Arabic as well.
No, I'm not worried about not being able to communicate so much as we have to use a translator to do it now.
Well, honestly, to be fair, in this sort
to
of
the
case,
extent that we need to.
If you're like shouting and pointing in a specific direction.
Over here, get over here.
Come with us if you want to live.
Yeah, I think hand gestures would probably be a lot more useful here.
Yeah, it's probably going to be faster to just charge toward there and link up with the with that unit.
And that would bolster their confidence because now they're a bigger group. And basically, it's especially like surround. Yeah.
Because Haruki always makes every group bigger.
All right, move it. We got to move it. We got to move it.
I love it.
No.
We've got to move it.
Everybody's being weird. I don't understand it. Okay, so to get out of the Citadel proper and into the city will require you to traverse 3 zones. And once you sort of link up, with the unit. Zianra is there, and as I stated, they do look like they're on the verge of panic, and she's shouting, well, I guess in her English. I don't remember what her English is. I have to look it up. It might be broken or something like that. But she's shouting that we gotta go.
We got to move it, per se.
And Amira, who was like a little wobbly because after whatever it was, will look up and see the two spinny motes of light that are coalescing into human-shaped forms, and we'll definitely get a little pale and join the refrain. It's like, yes, we must flee.
I would be actually, if Amara's slow or any of the kids are slow, I would be basically picking up her kids or whatever and making sure they're moving along. So
I believe from the last session, you were actually carrying Miriam.
I was carrying, I think I picked her. I basically picked up one of the kids and basically pushed Amara through. It's like,
right,
go.
Yeah, let's not be glass statues today.
So I'll be pretty much keeping Amara going. I'll keep an eye on anybody who's coming too close, and if they get too close, I would put Amara down and immediately throw my spear if I have to. So
you don't have
I'm ready.
Amara, you have Miriam.
Miriam, same.
Yeah, don't pick up Amara. That's weird.
So in the madcap rush to the door, now equipped with a total of 25 cat persons who are all armed similarly to Zianra, who is actually kitted up a bit more than she was before. I think it is now like actual armor. Yeah, like leather, some mail, got the spear and stuff like that. As you are all rushing toward that with the cat people, including her littermate Ziara, they will be able to relate that the reason they are in this sort of level of panic is because this is how the Trusian, the Dread Masters, reproduce. Is they will rip off or rip one once they've reached a certain level of power. If they're ripped in two new ones are created, and then everybody's gonna duke it out to see who takes over this particular territory.
So it's like antitrust law.
Well, it's one of the reasons that, or it's not difficult to determine that that's probably one of the reasons why Zat Al-Dawahi was being concerned, or everybody, the other Jinn were looking at her with some concern, because when she was taking over, she wasn't doing that. She was just absorbing them. So, as stated, to get out of the Citadel proper, right, before I do that, I need to finish my statement. Is after whoever does end up taking over the position of the master or mistress of the domain, anyone who is still within the boundary becomes their servant.
Ooh.
We gotta go faster.
Hence, yes. Hence,
go faster.
so the reason now, since the cat people are like, all right, our mistress is gone. We don't want to remain slaves. We're bailing. So
we'll give you a place to stay.
To get out of the Citadel proper and into the city, as stated, will require
traverse 3 zones.
3 zones, yeah. Beyond that, to get out of the city itself, there'll be an additional 5. So each zone is going to be like a chase plus a tactical hazard and stuff like that. So it's going to be like a running street fight sort of thing. This is not quite a chase, but it's sort of a chase with a bit of mass combat. So I am using some of Daniel's doohickey thing that he used in the Earthfall game when we were running away from the city. because bugs were attacking.
Bugs.
So all chase maneuvers are valid. I guess I should probably do the chase maneuvers thing. So all chase maneuvers are legitimate, although I am presuming the vast majority of what you're going to be doing is either move or move and attacks. Since you have a group, what I was going to sort of do, and everybody let me know if you think, I'm not sure if that really works. What I was planning on doing is treating it similarly to mass combat in that regard, where the main group uses like a dodge or a dex check, since not all of them are going to have move, and it's going to be adjusted according to your checks, similar to significant actions. So, for example, if I have a hazard that is it's like, okay, there's a bunch of debris falling or something like that, and I have determined they're going to need to make a dodge check, and say they start with dodge 6, and go, okay, well, Haruki's going to do this thing, and he makes a check that is successful, it would improve their dodge by 1. And failures are general, or in this case, it's like if I have a total dodge or dex check for the group, which is mostly going to be the people, honestly, of say 10, and I roll a 13, I'm going to reduce the number of people that manage to get through that by 3, because big old chunk of masonry fell down on them and squished a couple guys. Does that make something of sense?
That makes sense.
So far, so good.
All right. So on the first zone, which is the upper level that you guys are currently involved in, as you're racing through toward the door and heading toward the stairs that go down, behind and around you is pure chaos. As fights are between opposing factions, or they're just sort of attacking one another fairly indiscriminately. They were mostly concentrated on the cat people previously. Now it seems like it's almost a grand melee or free for all. And this is also going to include a sudden flood of beastmen who come pouring through that gateway and just like slam into a group of the one of the attackers, and they're just attacking fairly indiscriminately as well. Huge chunks of shattered masonry from the ceiling and some of the walls are like tumbling down from every up there and smashing on the floor. Torrents of wild magic are shrieking all through the air, and monsters are just basically attacking everyone. So in this case, to traverse, similar to the way Daniel was going to do that, to traverse this particular zone, the group itself is going to have to make a dodge check with a base of 6. However, each of the PCs are going to be able to do what amounts to a significant action to improve that, or if you roll like crap, to make it worse. Okay, so how are you able to actually? Is the GM not able to drag?
Shift.
Is it shift? Because I was going to grab. Oh, yep, that's what it was. Thank you kindly. So let's see. So with that in mind, Good. Dorn, what kind of significant action are you doing in this case? I realize it's just a move currently, but figuring you can come up with something. Think of it as a semi-skill challenge.
Thorn is going to use aerobatics to yoink people out of harm's way.
Okay.
While flying.
But will he be successful?
We rolling immediately? Is there bad?
No, not in this case, because what I'm basically doing is I've got their basic dodge, and whatever you roll is going to adjust it. Which I realize now I should have already included or created like an NPC for that. All right, so yeah, Ethan, yes.
Oh, you mean it's Ethan's turn?
No, I was answering a question to him. Oh, right, that's what I wanted. There we go. Okay, so so you are yanking people left and right to get that. It's like a big old chunk of masonry is falling. You're like yoink, yanking some people out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we have +1 to from Thorn. Yay, Thorn! You didn't totally screw it up. All right, Ismir, what kind of cool, significant action are you doing to try to keep these people from getting smushed?
Give me a moment.
What exactly is a moment?
I was thinking...
it is a span of time.
I was going to use my evade acrobatics. I don't know if that would...
You really want to use that, don't you?
I'm just saying, I mean, it's evading, it's moving through ground occupied by opponent without trying to knock him down. You can tip this, da-da-da-da-da. So I don't know if that would help at all. The other thing I was looking at was like area knowledge, Jin lands. I picked up enough knowledge in this area to find a good path through or tracking.
Well, we're currently inside
a building.
a building. Yeah, so we're like currently inside a building. I mean, I'm looking at your
inside
various stuff.
Wibbly wobbly magicy wagicy building.
I have to actually look up how evade works.
Well, if you're using it if you're using it as written, you could potentially use something like that to charge through a crowd or something, but I don't see how it would work for what he's thinking.
The other one is maybe tracking. I can find a path through the mess.
Hey, you could just use straight dex.
Or perception to visually find her out.
Yeah, those could work. I'm not sure tracking would work in this case either, because I see what you're saying, but if you're looking for like, hey, I want to find a path to lead us through, that is going to be more perception and not tracking.
Tracking is for following tracks.
So I'm looking for a path through the path of least resistance.
And you managed to go, okay, yeah, we need to go this way, we need to go that way, and such like that. And
look out for that. Look out for that.
Exactly.
Hey, that's important.
That is important. All right, Haruki, tell us how you do.
So Haruki is going to kind of use his strength to, carry something heavy to shield people with, as masonry bits and stuff are falling on all around and whatnot. So basically, not as graceful as using a shield like Brum, but more. I'm
like
going to grab
parasol.
this big, a big parasol to kind of block stuff from falling on people.
Okay.
Could also use your massive strength to Moses your way through the place.
Yep,
and part the Red Sea of people.
I'm just gonna knock down walls as I, Hulk through them, right?
We need
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's got that covered.
Easily got that covered. Hold on. Why did it roll him again? It should have taken him off. That's odd that it did not take him off.
Auto switched on.
No, yeah, I do. It's just it was dumb. All right, so Aramis, and it did not. What is going on?
It's weird because it's adding a modifier to everyone now too, for everyone taking off.
Oh, damn it! That was not what I was supposed to do. Gah! I know what that was because that was me going. Okay, I want to calculate all of these. All right, so Aramis, tell us what weirdness that you're gonna hopefully do.
Let's see here. So weird. I think something's missing. Oh, as the group sort of is making their way through, there's some craziness happening off down a side corridor as passing through the intersection, and as we're trying to get the group through it, it's almost like some form of
Sorry, I may have distracted him.
And also, I'm just thinking things on the fly does not. So yes, we're passing through the intersection, and as we're trying to get the group through it, some of the fighting sort of breaks our way, and so some weird, odd, magical stuff starts coming our way. It almost looks like it's going to catch Aramis, and as a reflex, he sort of puts his blades in a cross parry. And as he does so, he feels a bit of a drain, and suddenly this dome of energy forms in front and absorbs the blow and blocks it. Or, well, that's the hope.
Why would something like that happen?
I don't know, but maybe it does.
Now I have to figure out. I think that's going to be. Okay, so that is. Damn it. I am looking something up really quickly. Okay, so. So, IQ hard skill. Actually, I got to look up your doohickey, whatchamacallit. Damn it! I didn't post what it says, or what it is.
Are you saying a thing? Because I don't understand.
No, it's me rambling, out loud, and I probably shouldn't ramble out loud. Let's see. Okay, so as he is doing that, and he feels the drain and such like that, he's also going to shout out like a sort of word of power, and Thorn is absolutely going to hear Arn's voice in the chaos, and he doesn't know why. Okay, so Brum.
Brum is going to use tactics to move us in a way that doesn't put us in the line of fire.
That seems like a really good idea. Wow. Okay, so he is going to get a +2 because you critted that. Damn, dude.
So we find a back door that says exit.
There's a big button that has Bosca written on it, I think.
Well.
Okay, so let's see. So that's going to give me that. So let me see how well the people did with their dodge. Ha! Of course.
Yeah.
So you all are doing your level best as you are leading everyone through there, but with the sheer amount of craziness and chaos going, casualties are inevitable. There's one guy who gets, there's just this chunk of debris that comes down, and even though Thorn is yanking people out of the way, and Haruki has the quasi shield, and Ismir's like, yeah, that's the best route, and all this stuff. This chunk of debris just smushes one of the guys, and there are also arrows and such like that from or bolts, I guess it would probably be. It might be arrows, don't know, from all over the place that aren't necessarily coming aimed at you, but one of the people takes a shot squarely into in the chest, and then one of the older people just locks up and very obviously has like a massive heart attack sort of thing, because it's like, hey, he's not supposed to be running like a crazy person at his age. But you do manage to or get to the stairs, and you're rushing down the stairs into zone 2. These are the mid levels of the Citadel, so you're not it's not exactly just like one level down. It's some levels down. Here you have people that are just panicking. The Citadel itself is still shaking, like a giant has smacked the side of it. You can all still hear the sounds of utter complete chaos up there, explosions from magic and such like that. Go ahead.
I was going to say, forgot we were on this mountain thing. We're going down the mountain.
Yeah, that's right. This is probably something I should have shared earlier. So that is the Citadel itself. So you are like in the mid section at this point. As you are racing down through there as quickly as you can, you will encounter a semi-conscious Rana, who is like bleeding from her eyes and her ears and her nose and her mouth. And yeah, she just seems like something very bad has happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, dang it, that's another person I've got to carry.
Yeah, she's physically mobile, but she's no faster than the slowest of the group. So I suppose you could theoretically just shove her in there and go.
Yep. You're with us. Get up. Come on, we're going.
So as you are progressing through there, the stairs that you're heading towards are abruptly blocked by some tumbling debris, and like the ceiling in a different section, sort of collapses abruptly as something smashes through it, which frankly looks like one of the Jinn who is, I don't know, half on fire and half smoke and half ice and half wood, and you're like, wait, those don't add up. I don't care. So because of that, you have to not reorient, but alter and shift to a different set of stairs and such like that. So in this case, the chase roll is for the people is going to be based off of their decks, which you've got a bunch of old people and some regular people, so it's going to be like decks of 8. With the same sort of stuff applying, where it's like the PCs will determine significant actions, bonuses, and penalties, whatever. So based off of that, Haruki, you are in the midsection of the Citadel.
So at some point we'll come across a kind of a disrupted stairwell, and Haruki has to climb with people, hanging off of him to get some of them down.
That's a funny mental image, isn't it?
Grasp tenaciously to my buttocks.
All right. Well, you managed to succeed even with a substandard climbing skill. So I guess that's a good job, Haruki.
Basically becomes a something that people use. Yeah, they climb on him, and he climbs for some, as it were, I guess.
Probably the older ones who are just like barely able to move anyway. Okay, so noted. Hey, now it's finally working again. All right, Ismir.
I was basically going to use the same one, climbing skill. Can I still do that?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
It's just Haruki couldn't use it again in the process through there.
Are we still being pursued?
There is definitely fighting going around all over the place. So it's probably less that you are being pursued and more that the fighting is spilling out and they're just attacking crazy or indiscriminately.
Because I do have what I was thinking is I have a grenade of foul pepper, and to give us more time to get through this obstacle, I was going to toss it in the direction of where the greatest number of enemies would be, so that it would basically stop them from coming our way and give us more time.
So that would be like a throwing check, I guess.
Yeah,
Dex
thrown.
-3, I think.
So Dex -4.
I thought it was only 3.
I was thinking that. The other thing is my climbing is better, is I just help people climb. As I'm climbing through, I'm helping people get through the mess. That was the other option.
Both options sound legit.
And then I also have acrobatics. That's could help too. But I think the climbing is probably more legit, like you're saying, that we're trying to climb through all this stuff and helping people get through it. So I think I'm going to go more the climbing.
Okay. Excellent job. Easy peasy. Okay, so what do we got here? And did it cooperate? It did cooperate. All right, Aramis. Tell us what coolness. Right. He's probably freaking out maybe a little bit after that weirdness up there.
He didn't notice. I don't think he noticed. Anyway, as to what he's doing now,
it's totally going to be everybody's like, screw that, I want to do climbing too.
No, honestly, I was just going to go simple, and someone's trying to come at the group, and so he's going to stab him.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you could.
Probably a handful of them.
Okay, so in that case, let's see. I guess that would just be a straight rapier skill check. What are the chances he's going to miss that? I was totally hoping for an 18 just because
I know, right? Is it so wrong that I was thinking the same?
Yeah, probably.
All right, Brum. Tell us how you are going to help out with this catastrophe and mayhem.
All right, so we come to a section that has some crumbling walkway, which requires people to cross in a coordinated fashion, in small groups, and not too rushed. So he'll use leadership.
Okay, since that's legit. Since you did not have we had not started this when you used leadership before. Okie dokie. So that comes to you there, Thorindil. How are you helping out in this crazy, whacked up catastrophe of a day?
The group. Well, first off, Thorn's going to find like 10 seconds to land next to Zianra as she's running and just kind of, so you working again?
Is now the proper time?
Well, if not now, when? I mean, we might not get the chance. At some point, we're going to pass through a stretch of pathway that is colonnaded or a hall that has pillars or something like that. Something not too freaking huge. And
considering the size of this place, I'm sure that's going to happen.
Some kind of magic lightning strike or something like that, and takes out the base of a pillar, and it's about to fall across the gaggle. And Thorn is going to fly up to the top of it and redirect it to the side. So I'm going to call that strength.
Okay. That sounds doable. Okie dokie. Now, where did I put that at? There we go. Let's see how this plays out. Man, only in the process, especially that the tricky passage, you only lost one person, which is probably a lot better than you were afraid of. It's like, I think it's probably going to be somebody who was like hanging on to Haruki while he was climbing, and the dude just slipped, dude or dudette, and Haruki couldn't catch him because that would have put the other people at risk.
And then he Wilhelmed.
And the guy may have Wilhelmed as he's, guy or gal, as they disappeared down the crazy shaft, whatever it is.
Thank goodness Haruki doesn't have guilt,
Oh right, you swapped out guilt complex. I had forgotten about that. Yeah, because you would have been racked with, no, I could have saved him.
They look like big, strong hands.
So you. So with all of this effort, you have finally reached the ground levels of the Citadel. There are actual skirmishes taking place here, as warriors from the rival Jin are still attacking in here. So there is the hazard in this case is just straight up fighting. As before, this is likely going to be based off of dexterity for the people. Should I check? Leave that as the people. I don't know what that's going to be called. The gaggle, the group,
the evacuees.
The gaggle. So let's see here. So in this case, so you have the gate leading out to the city proper is up, because hey, maybe there was some they weren't necessarily expecting people to suddenly swarm in and start attacking, but you're having to cross the really wide courtyard and such like that to get out into the city proper. Oh, hey, look at that. It looks like it's going to start out with Thorindil.
Figures.
Blah, ha, ha, ha. What do you mean figures?
Well, here's what I'm thinking. We arrive at a section of walled-off area where there's a very large gate door, and I happen to be able to get over it flying. And I can get over to the other side, and the thing is barred and locked and everything, and I'm going to try to cut through it, figuring if I use the sword skill, the roll is basically going to be how long it takes him to cut through it, and whether or not he delays everything. If I can find my damn thing. Ugh. He does not delay proceedings too much.
Nope, and you have that nice squeal of metal being sheared, since the sword does have the armor divisor.
Sheared or shorn?
One of the two. I'm not sure which. And so you're able to free up the root a bit. Okay, now how is Aramis participating into this madness?
So there's a a drawbridge that's just sort of been crossing a small little chasm, and looks like we're gonna need someone to jump across. So Aramis veers up to it and then feels another drain.
Okay, so that's fine. Make that a note. And Ismir, how are you participating into this wackiness?
So, my thought is that I have a very high stealth, and I also have a very good thrown weapon spear ability. So, I was going to basically use the crowd to kind of move in and out of the crowd, throwing spears at anybody that's coming close, and to basically confuse them from the source. So I'm popping up, throw the spear, jump down, move to another, throw a spear again, stuff like that. So it'd be like stealth and thrown weapon spear.
Okay, so it'd basically be one of them.
I can't do two?
Well, it's not going to, you can't do two, no. In this case, you're just doing the one to assist.
Or would it be more of a counterattack spear? In other words, I'm counterattacking any attacks against us. Otherwise, I'm also thinking I can be throwing my spear at people's legs that are trying to get too close. I think that would work. I would actually be throwing my spear at people's legs, basically to try to, cripple them.
So noted. There's like some captain or something. You're presuming he's a captain or a sergeant or something that is directing the attacks, and you like drop him. He goes down with the spear in his leg, and that's gonna cause enough of a confusion to allow you guys to push on without further attack. All right, talk to us, Haruki.
So, let's see. I haven't gotten a chance to use combat in a let's get the heck out of here. So I think that's what Haruki will end up doing is so there's a flash from above, and a bunch of foes end up getting weirdly teleported into our midst, and Haruki
there's going to be people all over the place as well too. So maybe some of them just charged in.
That works too, and Haruki will have to do a retreating fight as keeping the rear guard covered. There we go.
All right. So yeah, with a couple of mighty swings, you managed to take out these dudes who would dare come, try to flank you. It's like hit one, send him flying. He sort of crumples. He doesn't seem to like it. Okay, Brum. How do you participate into this wackiness in the ground levels?
All right, so we are heading through one of the gates that is in this city. There is the sound of crashing rock from above. Brum will look up and see large section of rock has broken off and is just tumbling down the citadel, creating further debris as it falls. This large section of rock will smash into the mechanism which controls a portcullis on one of the gates. The portcullis chain is broken, and the portcullis drops down, and then debris showers the party. There is some people that are nearby Brum, and Brum will shield them himself. So feel free to roll like 2 dice damage or whatever from falling rocks. Rocks fall. And that's damage that Brum will take.
Well, maybe not.
So Brum will take some damage, but then he'll go to the portcullis.
Through your DR.
Crushing, I think it might. But anyway, so he'll go to the portcullis and he'll strength it up for people to get through.
Okie doke. Let's see how that plays out. Hey, didn't lose anybody this time. Success by 1. You know what?
We got a new straggler.
A random person. They look like they know what they're doing. I'm going to join up with them. Okay, so Zone 4 into the city proper. And the city, as indicated by the boilerplate thing. Ooh. Wow. Well, it's crushing, so that doesn't actually do anything.
Doesn't increase the damage, so Brum will be winded from the falling rocks.
Does that actually? Wow, that actually does get through your DR? I thought you had like 6 or 7 DR.
Yeah, but I think it's reduced on crushing.
What is it, male? Does it have split DR?
It does. So it's DR 3, so 1 point will actually get through.
Yeah, a little bruise.
Yes, so Zone 4 into the city proper. It's going mad. There's rioters and attackers all over the place, as indicated by the boilerplate. For the very first image, there are fires everywhere that you can see. People are running around like, headless chickens. Attacking bad guys are all over the place. So this does sort of have a kind of sort of map. I found this only for the hold on, where is the section? For mostly this section here would be the route that you are heading for, with the presumption that the Pentagon thing there behind is the mountain, so that should give you a size of the general scale. So, like, this section up there is going to be Zone 4, and then you have Zone 5, and then Zone 6 and Zone 7, and then Zone 8 is outside the gates, but rushing to cross the boundary. So the hazard in this case is, well, you have mobs everywhere. You have what basically amounts to giant kaiju Jin fighting up there in the clouds. So you have to watch out for that giant foot that might come down. But in this case, it is again going to be a dex thing, with Haruki being the first person. And, oh man, Mark, Brum just totally set you up for that thing you were talking about with me.
Oh yeah. So I don't know how.
Let's see, what would that be?
So a swarm of guys was coming through that gate that Brum just was able to get us through, and there's too many of them to actually fight off. So
is Haruki going to hold the door?
No, but Haruki's going to sacrifice his Tetsubo to use it as the bar for the door, so we can get free or to buy time.
Not Tetsubo.
Okay,
No.
So with that, I don't think you're necessarily going to need to make a check for that.
Just figure lose something, you get the point.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right, Thorn.
I haven't figured out anything.
That's why the RNG said it's time for you.
Let's see. We have to. Damn it. I'm still in the process of figuring it out. I haven't figured it out.
Blah, ha, ha.
Grr.
We're totally not just going, all right, poking at you.
Yeah, well, you poked me at the wrong time.
I didn't do it. Evil
and now you have to
Fantasy
wait
Grounds
for me
did
to do it. I can't use the same thing.
Also, this is a really cool map. I like it.
Right. I haven't used perception yet. I am okay, so I've got a somewhat aerial view of the situation, and I see the big
complete madness.
I see the big foot coming, and I drop down to stop the gaggle before they run right into it. So if I miss the roll, that means I didn't get there fast enough. Whew.
But you did not miss the roll. So good there. Yay for not missing the roll. All right, Brum.
All right. So we get to a section of this city where there are some bad dudes fighting, and we need to sneak past them. So Brum will use his stealth to get people go now. Wait, go now. To get people to be unnoticed.
Sounds doable. Yay, success. What is Aramis going to be doing when this wackiness is happening on the first zone or ground zone, like city zone?
So out here,
he's pulling a Daniel, going, crap.
Sucks, doesn't it?
Well, I actually. Okay. She said to get as many of her people out as possible, so Aramis is going to rely on his charms to try to gather up some additional survivors to bring with us.
Oh, I love it.
Ladies,
follow me.
Come with me if you want to live. Wink.
Ooh, we like him.
Okay, so Ismir, how are you assisting, participating, whatnot in this wackiness?
So we do reach a point where there are some combatants and they're firing arrows, and the arrows get too close to the party, and so I use my ward of blocking.
Ward of what? Huh?
My buckler of warding to
no,
block
it's a ward
the
of
arrows.
buckling, apparently.
My buckler of warding to block the attacks. Now I have two options on this. I could do the cinematic, or I could just burn fatigue. Knowing the criticality of keeping people alive, I'm going to burn 3 fatigue points during this period of time to block basically three of the stray arrows.
Okay, I'll allow that. and that's basically using its special ability to
the perfect blocking. Yep.
Righto. This is gonna be really funny if it's a. Oh no.
Well, we gained 4, lost 1.
Okay, so in the midst of this chaos, completely unheard by the PCs, the camera is gonna like zoom in on the midst of the gaggle, the group, whatever, and you have the still stumbly and confused Rana, who is like being assisted by Amira, and Rana is moaning over and over again about not being able to hear her anymore. And Amira is going to abruptly like do a look at her and say in a creepy voice that sort of seems to change between words to "Be thou silent, fool woman. We have no time for thy nonsense." And when Rana looks at her with wide and still bloody eyes, Amira has just this confused look like, "What are you looking at me like that for? Come on, keep moving."
Do any of us, none of us notice
and
this?
None of the PCs notice this. Only the players seem to notice it.
Gotcha.
All right, so we're entering Zone 5, which is
things are afoot in the Circle K.
Yes, they are, which is a market area, and Ismir will recognize this as close to where the ex-wife lived. The hazard is going to be as before, rioters, attacking forces, giant kaiju Jin fighting. It seems like they seem to have multiplied in number. Maybe additional ones have shown up, or maybe the additional ones were already here. They just weren't in the throne room area. Okay, Haruki, how are you participating in this particular case to get everyone through the market area where you have rioters and attackers and looters and burning buildings?
Sumo.
That would
everybody move.
That'd be more intimidating if you're doing that.
Just using his bulk to move through with that.
That's what I was thinking, doing a slam.
Well, in that case, it would be like a sumo thing. Which is amusing.
Move! Get out the way! Coming through!
Bodies flying in the air.
All right, Thorn.
Well, I was ready.
On fire.
It's ready this time.
Were you really?
Yeah. So there's a gaggle of people coming in to attack our gaggle, and Thorn's going to spot that in the air and come in at full speed, grab a market pavilion tent thing, and drop it on the incoming attackers to entangle them. Calling that Dex.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Good idea. I like it. And that definitely catches them by some surprise, because it's not often you have a flying guy. All right, Brum Rumley. Making your way through the market.
All right, so as we're making our way through the market, there's like attacking forces, and a huge horned beast charges into the market area, charges the party, crashing through tents and stalls and stuff like that. Brum will see this and opt to get in the way. He will drop his shield and charge this beast and sort of grabs it around the neck to sort of turn it away from the group as he wrestles it to the ground.
Well, that was ballsy of him. It'd be funny if he rolled an 18 here, because he'd be like, all right, and the beast gores you.
Tried to fail.
You did try to fail.
It was a big beast.
Yeah, this is true. What is his strength? It's like pretty high, isn't it?
15.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
Yeah, actually, you could call that a strength-based roll.
I don't know if it would be any better or worse. It might be better, actually.
Well, Brum's already made a strength roll to lift the portcullis.
No, but it'd be like a strength-based wrestling check.
Oh,
but,
okay. He still would have succeeded.
Even still, he would have succeeded. So yeah, it takes some effort, and you're obviously not going to like kill it, but you are going to redirect it away from everybody, and like maybe reorient it towards a group of those guys look like assholes, and let go, and it rushes over there and knocks some of them aside like they're bowling pins.
Or if someone hasn't done a combat action yet, Brum could be sort of restraining it while they stab it.
That's also potentially true.
I'm going to be rolling a will check in the box.
Okay.
I'm going to let the GM decide kind of what I'm going to be doing based on what he sent me in private chat. The considerations I have is I have the sense of duty for the Fa'il and code of honor and fanaticism. So I am willing to die. The question is, does my will keep me with the group or make me go astray?
Okay, I will allow that. All right, so you sent this to the box. I realized I normally wouldn't have done this, but I absolutely have to do this.
Oh, okay.
I had to. Wow. I had to share that because, like, whoa.
Well, GM, decide how he's going to play. What? Because this is kind of new for me. I mean, this? How is Izmir going to react, and how do I have to react in this particular case?
So in this case, he can hand off Miriam or he probably hands off Miriam to someone, I don't know who, but somebody, and excuses him. He's like, or like maybe briefly tells Amir that he knows of at least another Fa'il present, and actually I need to double check hers because I think she's got sense of duty. She also has sense of duty Fa'il, and she will look at you and she will tell you go. So in this case, even though that's fine. In this case, he is actually going to not be participating in this particular check because, well, he breaks away from the thing briefly.
And I'll basically all of a sudden kind of disappear unless anybody does a perception check to see me. I kind of just...
Yep. So
then
it's
a gaggle.
So it is. That's also true, and gaggles are hard to maneuver. So in this case, then it is Aramis who is the last person to hopefully participate.
All right, he is going to
stab the bullman.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to fall back on stabbing, but stabbing seems the most directly relevant.
Oh yeah, that should have totally been a Minotaur, not a bull. But that's okay.
Either way.
Does going for the vitals count as a separate skill?
I have
Or the
violence,
eye.
so I don't go for
That
violence.
is definitely a different skill. So
It depends on what part of the Minotaur Brum's got a hold of.
Well, it's not a Minotaur. It's some sort of. It's like basically probably like a rhino, or fantasy equivalent.
That's true. Would Brum actually know what a rhino is?
When I was picturing it, it looked like the thing in Clone Wars when they were in that arena.
That rhino thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it. But okay, yeah. So Brum rushes over there and he's wrestling it, and as he's doing that, Aramis goes, "Oh, thank you," stab, and Brum will wrestle it for a little bit later as it slowly collapses. Okay, let's see how we are gonna do with this roll. That is the wrong character, bro. Wow. Okay.
I think you'd just like to roll 15s.
Well,
I really think he likes to roll lower than that.
I personally do like to roll a lot lower than that. Okay, so you have entered zone 6. All of you but Ismir, who is rushing sneaking through the craziness to get to the house. So zone 6 for everyone else is an outer market area and into the residential sort of area. I guess I should probably sort of shift it over there. It's more like that, but this the stuff on the left actually has the nice. Oh, okay. There's the zones.
We're zigzagging.
Yeah, serpentine. There are fires everywhere, riots, as stated. The giant kaijin are mostly behind you now. They're still lurking around the top of the now broken Citadel itself, where you can see the massive explosion. You will see another explosion of like purplish fire or something up there. So how is Thorn directing everyone through the outer market? You have noticed that there seems more riots here and less attackers, so to speak. I guess it would be rioters as so much as they're just super panicking and that's causing stupid.
Okay. Well, then what he will do is there's a bit of riotous behavior impeding our progress. He will drop down in front of the crowd and go into the windmill mode with the sword and attempt to back them down. So, intimidation. Apparently, I'm very scary at that point.
Nice roll.
Flame and all.
Well, and to be fair, I mean, look at what else is going on around them. They don't know what you are. You might be a demon-y thing.
I could be.
So Ismir, as you are stealthing to your what you recognize as the ex-wife stuff or house, whatever, you will reach there and you will definitely discover that the riots or attackers or something have most absolutely come through this area. You will find the ex-wife and the new husband, both of them are dead, although they seem to have gone down fighting because there's a couple of dead bodies scattered around. There's like one of them who's got like a butcher, not a butcher knife, but yeah, I guess it'd be a butcher knife, like stuck in his skull, such like that. And you will also find her son, young Ismir, who's about 2 years old, is alive and screaming / sobbing in terror. Now what's he do? He's like, I'm sorry, I cannot let you compromise the mission. Stab.
No, I would, because I'm there to save him. But I need to calm him down. So, and I'm not very. I'd probably intimidate him into submission. And is
that going to work for a 2-year-old?
I don't know.
I guess you just throw a bag over his head and run.
I mean, but he knows me. He's seen me before, so
he's met you once.
Yeah, he's met me once. Does
a couple
he
days
kind of?
Ago.
How old is he?
2-ish.
Yeah.
To be honest, I would not really being intimidated. I would basically approach him in a calm manner, say, Ismir, it's me. I'm getting you out of here. I'm going to pick him up and I'm going to basically run him out. So at this point, I'd probably be, since my, I don't know, stealth, I can't, we're not really using the same skills over and over again, right? We have to use new ones.
Yeah, well, in this case, you're actually out. You're not to be able to assist them, but you are going to want to likely use. You don't have running or anything like that, so you're going to.
I do have running. I do have running. Yeah.
Well, that'll be like a little bit later. When you're not going to really be able to stealth with him because he's a little too loud. Plus, you've already used stealth.
I mean, if I have to, I'll try to intimidate him to silence. I mean, if I have to.
Wrestling to knock him out.
No.
No, it's fine. He's gonna be a little bit of a struggle. But you have definitely. You know what? Give me a brawling check, just because. No, we'll be wrestling.
You have animal handling, don't you?
I have brawling and wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling. You're obviously going to be at some severe bonuses, so you didn't succeed by 1. You probably succeeded by a whole lot more. But he is very squirmy because he's freaking out, and actually 2-year-old can talkish, right? So he can be calling for mama.
But after basically getting him up, I'm going to start rushing towards, the exit. So
comprehended. Okay. Aramis.
All right.
Remember this is you guys are in the outer market area into the residential area, basically.
So to avoid some of there's a bit of a dense crowd up ahead, and so to avoid some of the more active participants, we actually sort of curve and take the group actually up and try to walk along roofs for a certain distance to avoid the crowd. And as we do that, there's a bit of a gap between the house the group is coming up on and the next. So Aramis will try to run ahead and
top of the house,
jump, and then try to lay a plank down to let the group cross.
Wondering if then. Well, sure. Huzzah! What is Brum doing in the residential area?
Well, since Thorndil was going to intimidate the rioters and stuff from the air, Brum is going to come from the ground. He's going to be covered in the blood from the beast. There's beads of sweat and rivulets of blood sort of running down his face and through his beard and dripping off his beard. He'll just sort of grip his axe and intimidate the crowd to back down along with Thorondel.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably pretty intimidating. I guess Haruki was the first one this round.
Yep.
Okay, that's why I'm like, wait, this doesn't seem right. Am I screwing this up? Probably not.
Just thought of an interesting question there. Can you smack your shield with a rock? And does that count as a charge?
No. It specifically states it has to be hostile intent on there. So you can't sit there and bang it with your weapon to charge it up. And it's I think even friendly spars don't trigger it.
Yeah, well.
Hey, looks like we managed to gain a new person. I guess it was probably one of those dudes that was semi being intimidated. He's like, I think I'm going to start following these guys, and yeah, they seem more cool and a little scarier. Okay, so Zone 7 is absolutely a residential area for about half of it, and then it starts to go into more of a build up where it's not quite a merchanty thing, but there's definitely more because you're getting close to the actual walls. Here, there are actually. It seems honestly a little quieter than everything, but you can definitely see that everybody is rushing through this area. There are also signs that whoever it was that was attacking from on the other side of the walls have come through and are running around like crazy people. Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, I should probably uncheck those because it's not going to work otherwise. Okay. So let's see. So Ismir, in this case, this would end up being a either for you like a. Yeah, I should have had you do that beforehand. I need you to make either a running or a dex check. And what's your speed? Not speed, move.
Basic move.
My move is 6. Basic move is 6.
Okay. So in this case, you're going to make a dex check, and you are at a +3. No, make it +2 because you are carrying the kids, so it's slowing you down a little bit. And in this case, I am determining how much space or how much time you make up on the group, which is success by 2. So you're still you basically the same distance behind. All right, and so you are in Zone 6 as they are in Zone 7. So he's probably just doing a straight up move in this case.
I mean, I could run too. I could try running.
But yeah, I don't think it's necessary as you don't actually need to make a check here because you're not able to affect theirs because you're in a different zone.
No, what I'm saying, running to affect my own to see if I can get just another plus or get a little closer.
Is that actually any better?
No, it's actually a point. No, it's like multiple points lower than Dex. So basically, you're doing a chase roll and they're doing a chase roll, and that's what the group rolls for me are. And you utilize bicycling, boating, driving, piloting, riding, running, skiing, submarines, swimming. This roll's always Dex based, and that's actually an interesting question. Looking at the chase rules, it says pedestrians without running can use Dex. So does that mean if you have running, you have to use running?
I don't know why you'd use the.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me roll in the box, and you tell me if it would make any difference. And otherwise,
no,
just go
it's
with the
in
Dex.
this case. It's fine. You don't need to roll anything at this point. Dex will be fine when I come around to doing the chase roll for the group. I'm going to have you roll as well, based off of Dex, and you'll have the +2. Okay, Haruki, residential area. There is some some small riots, not as many. There are some occasional idiots running around. Some people, mostly looting, who look like they're probably more soldiers who are part of the attacking forces.
Since I'm not trying to kill anyone necessarily, because they're just looters and not necessarily, I'm going to, basically attempt to intimidate them from getting any closer to us.
Everybody's gone all intimidating.
It's because we're running out of skills.
I could always use karate and beat the tar out of somebody.
That would be funny. But no, intimidate's fine.
I'm going to karate chop somebody.
Give him the flying elbow.
Right. So yeah, you just sort of I
don't have the Tetsubo, so I gotta,
But you've got a really, really large sword.
Well, I do. I got 2 of them, really.
No, I was looking. You do not have penetrating voice. Doesn't matter.
No, I think I'm going to get it.
Freaking massive.
He has penetrating size.
Yeah. As soon as they see you come over there, and you make some sort of, I don't know, the guttural roar, a nonverbal.
He used karate though.
Oh, I clicked the wrong one.
He did use karate.
I missed it by. I missed it by. It's a success by 5. Intimidate and karate are right next to each other, and I must have clicked one down.
Oh, okay, sure.
It was a Freudian click.
We were talking karate, and I meant intimidate.
But yeah, so maybe you just shouted something in Sahudis, and they saw this giant. Oh yeah, you got that the monster mask thing too. So they turned, and that definitely scared some people. Hope they wore their brown pants today.
Monster.
All right. Since there is a throng of people either fleeing, writing, or just panicking, Brum is going to use observation to find a way to get around these people most effectively.
That sounds like a good plan.
All right, you said there was an attack coming from outside.
That does seem what is happening. Yeah, like they have been attacking from outside, and that's why there's people further in the interior, and
right.
You're getting to like the outer, or I guess it'd probably be the tail end of them.
So there is battle coming from outside the city. Thorn is going to spot a flaming trebuchet round coming in, and he's going to do it's not going to hit directly, but it's a fire pot.
Right.
And he's going to do a sacrificial dodge, basically throw his wings out and cover a bunch of the gaggle and take it.
Ooh.
and catch on fire. Okay, how much damage does that do?
You did 2D to Brum
Yes.
before.
So you're saying I should do 2D burning to you?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Wow, you totally lucked out there. I was fully expecting a 5 and a 6 just because the dice sometimes go, no, I don't like you. Oh, I didn't need to do that, did I? So, Aramis, tell us what you're doing that is hopefully groovy and cool and interesting.
Oh, this is okay. I got it. So as you know, this attack appears to be coming. Aramis spots a stable and is going to try to release the horses to cause them to run and stampede and essentially delay or prevent those folks from getting any closer for a while.
Okay.
I like to smack them.
All right. Okay. So this is the point there, Paul, where Ismir would make the Dex +2 check. Wow! Look at that. You picked up 4 people. All right. You beat me by 4. So I believe that means it's normally a range band. Oh, is it by 5?
Yeah, I think it's by 5.
Well,
1 to 4 is no change.
Yeah. So close. So he's entering 7 just as you guys are entering 8.
You give him a fatigue point and give it 1 more?
Yeah, I'll burn a fatigue if it'll help me run faster.
Sure, why not? That'll be fine. And let me adjust the numbers again because now it's 1 more since he's bringing another one along.
That's true. Well, it's half a 1 at least.
No, it's still a person.
So I'm catching up to the end of the group at this point.
Yep.
I just made it up.
See, and it's really easy to see Haruki because he's like just towering over everybody. Like, oh man, where are they? Oh, hey, there's Haruki.
It's like the perfect bannerman.
So Zone 8 is exiting the city. You are getting through past the outer walls and fleeing across the terrain to get beyond the boundary lines. You will be able to definitely see there are some gaping holes in the walls where looks probably like mostly magic or something like that, because those of you with soldier who have actually, I don't know if anybody has the siege kind of skills. Maybe Brum.
I think he's combat engineer.
He's got combat engineer.
Yeah, they don't look, in several of the places with the holes, it's like that doesn't look like it's been done by rock damage. It's more melted or just wrong. You'll be able to see people streaming out of the city in all directions. Some of them are like dragging wagons or with dragging camels or something like that. There are camps and such. Well, it's less camps, but there are some soldiers that are ranging around on the outer area, basically being jerkwads. When you glance back to the city area, you will see something that looks really familiar, and it kind of confuses Ismir a little bit, as it's there's this dragon thing that is like flying around there and like strafing some of the Jinn with fire.
Have we accidentally wandered into King's Landing?
We're wandering
I
out.
hope not. That may have been the image that I used, because I'm like, oh, that'll work. Nice, lots of fire.
I thought I killed him.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And I'm actually going to have everybody give me a vision-based perception check in the box, please. In the box. Like, crap, who was that? Haruki. Waiting on Haruki. There's Haruki. Okay, so what do we got here? Aramis. When you glance back there, and you can see, the dragon is like strafing some stuff. You're also going to see, like, it seems like somebody's riding the dragon and throwing fire from the back of the dragon. Whoops! Why did it do that? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, Aramis, in Zone 8, as you guys are exiting the city and, trying to rush toward the boundary lines, as stated, there are some occasional idiot soldiery types that are out there. There's the terrain is, well, it's mostly okay, but the road itself is clogged with people running away, so that would slow everybody down. How are you keeping everybody moving faster than they would normally?
What skills do I have that can assist with that? Okay, I'm going to do acrobatics to try to surf through the crowd a bit and essentially just try to cause little disruptions here and there that add up to trying to get the group through just a little bit faster than the rest of the crowd.
Okay. That might be sort of, well, you're not really. Okay. Sure. What is Haruki doing?
So we got dragon running around. So
The dragon is really far away. It's not
Right.
not a threat. It seems like it's, oddly enough, fighting with the Jin for some reason.
Gotcha. Probably just making sure everyone stays together and keeps moving and making sure nothing comes up from our rear.
Okay, so how's he doing that?
Are we looking at a roll here?
Running out of ideas.
You might be.
Guess it could just be observation.
I can't believe people think this no longer safe.
Well, honestly.
Woo!
Yeah, okay, I guess that sort of makes sense. You tower over everybody, so you're able to see as you guys are you're heading there. You can see. Oh no, there's a big
See
cluster.
threat.
Oh
call,
no, there's a wagon that has been overturned because the guy was going too fast and hit another guy or something, and it turned over, and so you can like shout that out to everybody. So whoever's in the front knows. Oh yeah, we need to veer left and get off the road for a little bit. So yeah, observation worked.
All right. So, can I use stealth since I only used it for going to the house and not for the actual group thing?
How is stealth going to assist in this particular case?
So we're getting closer to the gate, and we basically
no, you guys are past the gate.
Oh, we're past the gate.
Sorry, yeah, you're into basically outside the gate, past the walls, but you're trying to get to the. If you remember the boundary stones, way back when you guys you crossed them and then you were teleported into Zat Al-Dawahi's throne room. Based off of what Amira has said, you need to get past those before whatever it is happens or finishes back there.
Okay.
Luckily, this is hopefully the last roll, so you don't have to go, I don't know what skills to use anymore.
I'm thinking since we're now in kind of desert area, survival desert might be applicable. The other one is tracking, in that I would kind of be hanging back a little bit, trying to cover everybody's tracks so that it would confuse anybody that's following. That's an option. I have not used my acrobatics yet, so I could potentially use that.
I don't think the tracking is going to be really useful there because there's just too many, it's ultimately, if somebody can follow your tracks right now, yours specifically, then their tracking skill is crazy high. Simply because there's so many people going in the same direction.
Give me one moment. I'm looking for a skill.
Actually, now that we're out of the city itself, the area knowledge might be good.
I'm also thinking navigation land.
Yeah, that could work.
That's probably your best option, I'm thinking, because it's like you're able to look at the terrain or the landmarks and go, yeah, you need to go this way and dip through that and watch out for this thing. All right. What you got for us, Thorn?
Our optimal path is going to take us right through this gaggle of nullish soldiers, and Thorn is going to come running around the corner and say, Farouk ibn Said is returned. He demands you attend him immediately in the city.
Okay. Sure. And let's see. What? Yeah, sure. That'll work. They will look at you with a little bit of confusion because your Arabic kind of sucks, but everything is crazy. So then they're like, they get the gist, and
there's Farouk and there's Imshi.
Yeah, they get the gist and start running away, or getting out of your way. All right. So how is Brum assisting to get everybody past this last stretch?
All right. So as we've passed through the gate and we're making our way away from the city, arrows will start flying from behind into our group. Brum will turn around and he'll see that there's a lone archer on the wall, just picking us off as we're fleeing. So Brum will take off his crossbow off his back, load it. He'll wipe the blood and sweat from his aiming eye, take aim, and he'll... Sure, he cracks his neck, and
the pop echoes all the way to the dude.
He finds something to brace on and aim this guy up and then take a shot.
It's not going to be Haruki that he's bracing on because Haruki's too tall. Woo! That was a close one. You take that shot and you're like waiting because it's pretty good distance, and then you see the guy like cartwheel off the thing backwards, and you're like, yeah.
he'll blow the smoke from the end of his crossbow.
Don't ask us how that works.
It's the there was some moisture on the bowstring, so
we're in a high magic area. It just
we
caught
gained
fire.
another straggler.
You gain another straggler. Okay, so you managed to. Damn it, Phil! You forgot to do that, didn't you? Yes, you managed to cross the boundary stone. The lot of you're like those stones that are scattered around in like a almost circle as well, or that covered her entire area. You're like getting everybody across and such like that. Waving them on, and everyone, but especially Thorn, but everyone will feel the entire area just sort of like almost vibrate, and it's like if you've ever gotten close to a really really high voltage wire and you can feel that vibration. And as this is happening, you're going to have some of the people. Actually, I'm going to have to determine that. Let's see. It'll be all right. There's a couple of the slower moving people that are still on the other side of the boundary stones, including Rana. But Rana is pushed abruptly by Ziara, not Zianra. That would be the other one. So Rana like stumbles over onto past it, and as this happens, like there's this tangible hum, and you can see one of the slower moving people like sort of does the mime invisible wall thing as it like runs into something, and they're all looking like a little bit confused, and Ciara sort of like hangs her head momentarily, like she knows what's coming. And then there's this, it's not really, it's like thunder without sound, that the entire Citadel, the whole thing is just gone. It's just like poof. It's like the desert is completely empty as far as you can see, and anyone that is on the other side of that particular of the boundary stones is also gone. And man, I was really expecting, for some stupid reason, that to take a lot longer than it did. This is bad planning on my part.
Or just good rolling on our part.
Or it might be good rolling on your part. I need to reduce my numbers again because some of them did go down. So there is a total of 65 non-PC or NPC, named NPCs that are present. So I'm obviously not including Amira, Finn, their kids, Zianra, or Rana in that. But so I guess it'd be however many extra there. But that is definitely with you. You can see other people that are like scattered around all over the place, but the vast majority of them seem to be just continuing to go in random directions. So the big question now is, what is your next course of action?
What is can you show us the big map of
I might be able to do that. That might have been a good idea. Where are you is? Where is you at? There you is. I should have, no, I couldn't. I actually contemplated going in and manipulating this thing and getting rid of the whatchamajiggy.
Yeah, it's too bad. You should have done that.
Well, poop on a stick.
Well, we need a safe place to go, so...
Right, yes. So you were told to, what is it, Cave of Winds. Have to find the appropriate city thing.
Do we know where the Cave of Winds is?
That would be a you thing, I would think.
No, I don't know where it is.
No, it's in the south. It's south of here, isn't it?
I don't think you need to make an area knowledge check for that because it is. Hey, this is where you need to go to hide. Although it is kind of funny that you crit failed that, so I guess he's going to be giving completely improper directions.
So it'll increase our travel time by probably about another additional 5 days.
That's assuming anybody listens to you.
Let's see here. I should. Oh, holy crap! She doesn't have area knowledge. I guess that sort of makes sense. Maybe a little bit.
Is that one of the ones we've been to?
No. This is where Rashid told Amira and Ismir that he was taking the rest of the Fayil.
So I would know where it is then. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but you had to jump. Get ahead. I was going to say you didn't need to make a check, but you're like, I'm going to get
temporarily
ahead.
Confused.
He's like, I'm gonna make a roll. I'm like, okay, well, live or die by your rolls.
True. So what I would say is it's going to basically extend our travel time by 5 additional days.
Oh, good God, no. It's not that far.
Mira is going to say, no, we need to, once Finn wakes up, you can probably have him. Well, I'm certain he can, find out how to get there from us.
I may be able to help with that.
How so?
Lend energy or vitality.
That would be energy. Vitality is hit points. Oh,
right.
Yeah, she's got that too. How does that work? Don't I have?
I thought you took away her spells.
No, she has empathy, so she has the
right.
minimal stuff. She's got splendid energy, vitality, minor healing, such like that. So you can theoretically be heal more than she can. Right. I did add that one. And energy. Okay.
Well, I've only got a 10 in it anyway, but might as well give it a shot.
She's only got it in 11.
Can we use first aid to help as well?
I actually did look that up, and it appears that smelling salts are TL5.
Yeah, I would think there's probably a lower tech equivalent of that, but I don't think I ever saw it in the
bucket
rules
of water.
At least.
Yeah,
well,
water.
Yeah.
Just pouring water on his face. Slap him awake. Come
Yelling
on.
beefcake. But no, I'm going to give this a shot because I may never get another opportunity. So why not? I guess I'll try to go with 5. That seems reasonable, and won't kill me.
Are you sure?
It doesn't. There's no skill difference with spending more.
No, not in this case. Okay. And this is only high mana. It is not very high. So,
right.
Because if
Okay.
it's very high, you don't want to try that.
Okay, well, it didn't work.
All right. Well, seeing that's a pretty good idea, I guess she can try that. She's not much better than you are.
Well, she would have made it,
And didn't.
but she didn't. So, 50 minutes later.
So yeah, you've got all the various people that are the civilians, in addition to the people. Who's hot mic? So they're looking around like, what the hell do we do now? Because there was a city there, and now now you guys are all in this middle of this rocky desert. And it's rocky desert for as far as the eye can see. Actually, I think it was 110 minutes, but that was what it was. But I have no idea how long it actually took you to get clear of the city. Say have that.
Well, one of the things is being a survival expert in the desert. I'd probably be doing an inventory of what everybody has.
Yeah, we ain't got shit.
Well, combination of maybe whatever anybody had, maybe on them, if they had any food or whatever, we'll inventory it. But I'll definitely be going into survival mode. So
yeah, we probably need to just find shelter for the time being until Finn can wake up, and then we can probably get him to get us there.
So you've certainly got the people who, if you recall, were in the midst of winter, are most certainly shedding some clothes because, oh my God, they're not. If they haven't already ditched some clothes during the run, all of the kids that are present that are fairly young are being whiny and crying and all this stuff because of course they are. Several, a number of the people are also weeping silently as they mourn the people that they ended up losing during the rush or the flight out.
But we got more back. You should be happy about that.
You've got the people that I can't call them people. The previous locals who are just looking around like, what the hell do I do now? And looking
oh my
at
God,
all of
this
you
sand
like,
really does get in everything.
Yeah, Brum's probably sitting on a rock somewhere, emptying sand out of his boots and just reminding himself how much he hates the desert.
Indeed.
What I'd do for an airship
roll
right
survival
now.
desert skill or
what are you trying to do with the survival check?
well, right now, like you said, we want to find some place to shelter down so we can get our bearings and hopefully get Finn awake.
I'm gonna look up survival, see how that's gonna work in this case.
Thorn's gonna check on Zianra, seeing as she's a little bit emotionally damaged anyway. She may not really be feeling much, but he's got to make sure anyway.
She is basically seems to have found herself being treated like she's in charge of the other cat people. They're like, looking at her like, okay, well, what do we do? And as you're getting closer, you can tell they all do seem to look a bit younger, than normal. If you can tell that from looking at a cat person.
Their eyes are a little bigger.
That's a funny thought. They're giving you puppy dog eyes, even though they're cats.
So this is the ability to live off the land, find safe food and water, avoid hazards, build shelter.
You may look after up to 10 other people. And we currently have, all right, who's doing that? That is driving me nuts. There are 65 unnamed people.
Do any of them have survival skills?
Let's see. Okay, so Amira has survival desert. Do any of the other PCs have survival desert?
I do.
I think everybody does.
Brum doesn't.
Oh, did he get rid of it?
He didn't have much use for it.
Can we maybe do a universe reaction check and see if any of the NPCs have survival?
Well, I'm just looking. I was looking at Zianra. She's got it.
Yeah, some of the cat people are going to have it.
Okay. So, yeah. So, make a roll for that, Ismir. I'm going to mentally assign some penalties, although that's not going to necessarily matter. So with those of you that have it and the cat people that or the cat soldiers, I don't know what they're called. They're the cat people. Zianra's cat people. They are you're able to go, okay, looking around, getting your bearings based on their knowledge of the terrain. You can locate someplace that you could sort of shelter up for a little while. And I do believe that by the time that Finn actually does wake up, everybody who has expended fatigue is going to have recovered their fatigue. Now, he's obviously not going. He's still going to be, down like 9 fatigue when he does wake up, but that's fine. And I think the first thing he's probably going to do is grimace at the fact that he's being baked. Because, oh, wow, it's hot. I had forgotten how much I hated the desert. And he's going to look around and ask, all right, what happened?
We won!
The Jinn decided to mate.
Amir is probably going to say, that's not exactly correct.
Or reproduce, however you say it.
Nobody saw Amira earlier.
Nope, nobody saw that. Rana is apparently complete. Whatever happened to her that caused all the blood all over the place on her face, it seems to have rattled her brain around because she might be a little crazy now.
Does she need first aid?
You don't need to roll it in this case, because you have no idea what's wrong with her. Your first aid capability at this tech level will not be able to diagnose what happened to her. Okay, so right, so Finn will be briefed, it sounds like, on what sort of happened.
Yes, we'll tell them basically that we made it through the gate, the portal. The Jinn were in the process of reproducing. We were told to basically flee the city. and we made it out. We actually increased our numbers. We did lose some of the people, but we gained some stragglers. We tried to save as many people as we can. We are currently on our way to the Cave of Winds. And unfortunately, even though I know generally where it is, I need your help pinpointing it because I don't remember.
He's going to probably give Amira a look, and she's going to give him a shrug, like, and don't you me? He's been there more recently than I have.
Haruki lost his stick.
Finn's gonna, sort of nod at that because she has been, away for 7 to 8 years, her time.
Haruki lost his stick.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Haruki. I think he's performing some kind of ceremony right now.
Nice. Well, Finn will... What the hell is this? That's a lot of names.
And not culturally appropriate.
Yeah. I need to go through there and, mess around with them and figure out who's who and what's what, all that.
Or we could just start executing them because we don't have to deal with that.
I'm sorry your name is not culturally appropriate. Cat! I'm sorry.
Need a Sharpie. We mark all of them with a number.
I can change my name. So, with that in mind, Finn will, obviously, he's still obviously pretty tired, because of all of the whatever happened. And he's, we'll say it's like, well, give me a couple minutes. Let's see. Let me rest for an hour or so, and then we can probably. I might be able to do a weave that will allow us to pinpoint the location, and it won't be impossible for me to do a gate to that location because it's, I'm presuming it's not on a different world.
No, it is in the Xin lands. That much I know. I just don't know where.
Which feels like a different world, but it isn't.
I just know it's like that way, and he's pointing in like a completely different direction.
Or it's like, I think it's in that direction, but it might be in that direction. I'm not sure.
I just know it's in the Jin lands. That's all I know. And it's in a cave.
No.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
That way is the Cave of Light Breezes.
But in the meantime, Izmir will be working with a lot of the people, helping them basically rearrange their clothes in such a way that they're blocking the sun from hitting their skin, doing what he can to basically just keep order and mitigate the dangers of the sun, basically.
Oh, it also occurred to me that every single one of the people are just staring at all of the cat people with open, what the hell is that? And that's causing the cat people to sort of like, they're not particularly comfortable with these weird looks.
Tails are all fluffy and the hair on the back of their necks is all standing on end.
Something like that.
They're from another world. They've never seen you guys before. Give them some grace.
Oh, wow. I've one of the cat people's like, I've never met anybody that's from another world. Just gonna walk up to one of the people and like start talking, even though they have no idea what each other's saying.
If I'm nearby, I would translate.
Well, you also now have a youngster to maybe look after.
True.
And you don't know what the people are saying.
No,
Didn't
no.
he do-
Remember?
He did a weave.
Yeah, he did a weave that allowed.
Oh, was that for
you guys-
everybody?
Yeah, because it wouldn't have made sense otherwise.
Well-
While you guys were spending the 3 days or so helping them build up defenses, it wouldn't have made any sense not to be able to go. Yeah, what? I have no idea what you're saying.
So is that a permanent?
No, it basically, it depends on how long he sets it. It's probably gonna, it's probably gonna be like 4 or 5 hours, something like that. Maybe up to 12, where then it just goes away.
Oh, okay, right.
Because if you recall, he was having to do that with Arabic when we first got into the Jin lands all the time, or the desert or whatever. So yeah, it will take. Somebody about to say something? I think somebody's about to say something. So it will take about 90 minutes for Finn to fully recover, and he would like to at least recover all of his fatigue before he starts messing with doing more stuff. He normally doesn't have to use his fatigue for weaving, but as is the case with the gateway thing, he sometimes had to. As he is sitting there, recovering, Thorn, who will know him the best, is probably going to note that that's like 65. I'm also going to have to adjust a whole bunch of those based off of the fact that some of them aren't Arabic.
Yeah, 40-something of them are Romani.
But that's still really good. I wish I had that this particular list before, because it's like you run into a guy. What's his name? It's this Mubarak El Othman.
All right. So how many Roman?
Romani, not Roman. Damn it! I'm gonna have to look. There were originally 43. And damn it,
we don't know what
squished them
percentage of them are
together.
lost.
340. I'm going to say 38 of them. No, 35.
And then some of them are going to be cat people. And we don't even know what the hell language that is.
They all speak Arabic, so it's entirely possible they just have
Yeah,
Arabic
but their names aren't Arabic.
Well,
the ones that we know of that have names
that you
are
don't
not Arabic.
know, yeah. So easy enough to play around and tweak with. So Thorn, who knows Finn the best, will note that both he and both him and Amira are going to note that Finn looks a little troubled, and he keeps glancing in the direction of the of where the Citadel was. And it's one of those, I don't know if troubled's the right word, maybe just confused.
What, you still feel it? I don't feel it anymore.
My gate didn't close. I don't know why it didn't close.
Well, and the city disappeared too, but I don't think we saw the gate remain, so the gate stayed with the city.
The gate should have closed when I went through it.
Did you leave the stove on?
What could possibly go wrong?
The beastmen did come through as well.
Well, that's not troubling at all.
Well, if I get this right, if you're within the boundary stones when a new Jinn is created, all those people within that boundary stone are now indentured to that new djinn?
Finn is going to look to Amira, who sort of says, "Well, that's almost right. It's when the new djinn are created, they generally, tear one into two when it's reached a too powerful state, and then there's a free for all to see who takes over the domain, and whenever whoever it is that becomes the new master or mistress or whatever of the domain, any mortal still within the boundary stones does become, it's not indentured, but they're just basically slaves. They're servants to that new mistress or master, as I understand it.
So if that gate is open and those beastmen are coming through, they are now slaves to the new djinn.
That's definitely going to cause her to go, that's possible? They are from a different world, so that's, wow, the GM hadn't really thought about that either. Damn it, I hate it when that happens.
We will pray to the GM for mercy.
Actually, Finn may interject there and say he's not sure because they may be protected by dint of being control or linked somehow to the nightmares. They're basically servants or slaves to the nightmares, and that may protect them. It may
those
not.
guys are fun.
And maybe it is an interesting question though. If any of the nightmares came over and they were caught between there, I don't know.
The other thing is, if the gate is still open and they're still pouring through, there's basically an ongoing battle if they're not slaves.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get lucky then.
What happens in the Citadel of 10,000 Pearls stays in the Citadel of 10,000 Pearls.
We're not in it, so we don't care at this point.
Okay, so we have 90 minutes or so everybody will be able to recover. Haruki is going to spend some time crying over his lost telephone pole.
Miriam has declared me her favorite. I may have paid her for that.
Did you take her flying?
I may have given her money. I'm not above bribes.
Well, mostly what she wants is she wants to fly. And you have wings, so she wants to go up.
I'm sure I've at least taken her up a few feet.
Yeah, and that's one of those where she's like, higher, higher, higher.
Yeah, if I drop you, your mom's going to kill me.
That's if her dad doesn't kill you first.
That's also if Ismir doesn't kill you.
All right. So after the 90 minutes, Finn is a bit recovered, although still a little worried, because of he can still sort of feel that gate. But hey, what are you going to do? He is going to check. He's going to consult with Amira, who's obviously having some trouble with their son Dane, who is very, very loud and angry, probably because it's went from, hey, this is a temperature he's accustomed to – oh my freaking god, it's hot. And then Finn will approach Ismir and will ask if you mind if he uses a weave to find the location of this Cave of Winds from your mind. He was going to do it with the mirror, but she correctly pointed out it's been like 8 to 9 years since she's been there, so she's not entirely sure where it is. And I also looked, and I did not give her area knowledge. Zindalands. I'm like, oh, huh.
She
Actually,
didn't
it
get
might
out
not be
much.
me. Might not have been me. It might have been Mark. I can totally throw Mark under the bus.
Absolutely.
And
beep.
something I just freaking realized I should have noted. When you guys saw the dragon, Thorn didn't realize it until long afterwards, but Smilblam did sort of vibrate a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I thought.
So Finn will stand there, and it's at least again to Ismir, it's probably really interesting to see him like pulling lights out of nowhere. The cat people, all of them, stop whatever it is they're doing and are like watching him as he's doing this with pretty large wide eyes. Thorn will recall that Finn disturbs Yanra for some reason.
No, he doesn't recall that.
Okay, well, yes. Now he
doesn't
does.
recall that.
Now he recalls that she was not really comfortable around him, especially after he accidentally messed up and blew up that gate thing that the centaurs were coming through.
Right.
But it will take a couple of moments, or a couple, probably like a minute or so, as Finn's pulling these ribbons of light out of the air, and he like does some Doctor Strange hand motions as you see light dancing around it. He and he will the light will sort of swim around Ismir, and I should probably. Doesn't necessarily matter as long as he doesn't explode, and Ismir will abruptly have a sort of moment where he's like remembering in really vivid detail as the last time you guys were going there. So it's like you're looking around and noticing the terrain. Which will did the Cave of Winds actually show up on the Yatara map?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because I dropped that there, and that will allow Ismir to go. Oh crap! You were a complete wrong location that you were thinking of. You were thinking of a different cave.
Well, to be honest, we just got through this whole mess of the city, so I was probably just flustered and everything else. And I'm like,
the adrenaline and the adrenaline was still pumping through your body, and you're like, you just weren't really. Yeah. Plus, you're like, what do I do? I got a kid. I don't know how to deal with this kid. Oh, right. Yeah, Amira should have asked about the child. Like, did you like steal a baby?
Oh, this is my ex-wife's son, Ismir. And I was hoping to save them all, but when I got there, she was dead. Her new husband was dead, but he was alive. So all I could do was just grab him and go.
What was the father's name?
I don't remember.
We need to look at that list.
More pointed at the GM.
No, I'm going to look at that list. Where did it go that Brian posted?
He changed it though. No, it's got the other names on it.
The first 35 are not culturally appropriate. They're Romani.
Yeah, but if I pick one of those names on the list, then they're dead.
Or are they?
I would have to go back and look at,
Yeah, I don't remember if I did name
I
it.
would
I'll
share
have to look
his.
it up.
I would share his. Ismir would recall his name. He would share it.
Well, now he can be Ismir Ibn Ismir.
Well, that's just it. He's not Ibn Ismir.
He is if he's going to raise him. Yeah, Paul's like, I don't want dependent.
So, Aramis, you you casted a spell back there, didn't you?
He actually cast 2.
I don't think
you saw
so.
Him blink.
Well, no, there was that time I cross parried and it stopped that lightning bolt, and then there was another time I made that jump across that chasm.
So you didn't cast a spell?
No, I closed my eyes and opened them, and things were fine.
Uh-oh, you're going to have to gank him because he's clearly possessed there, Thorn.
I guess with Arn, we saw somebody who had a Harvey already.
Oh, that's true. Yep, you're going to have to gank him while he's not paying attention and bury the body in the sand.
Now, how much did we actually know about Arn and that ring?
I don't recall us knowing a great deal about it. Finn saw both Arn and Lashiel when they were stuck in the I don't know what it was called, the thing where we are getting our magic sucked out.
Yeah.
But he didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, so I don't think Arn really brought it up to anybody.
No, he kept. If I remember correctly, he kept Lash largely to himself, just because that's to make people think you're crazy.
I can't imagine why.
Well, I think at the very least, he probably started acting a little weird after that ring. I'm just wondering, did we tie it to the ring, or did we not know when that started?
I do not recall us knowing enough about it. I don't know. We're not stupid. And he did start acting a little odd at times after he picked up the ring.
Was Amara's youngest?
What about him?
How old is Amara's youngest son?
Not yet a year.
So I may be trying to see.
Let me double check that.
I may be seeing if Amara would be willing to help with Ismir in the raising of him. I'd be more of just an uncle to him, not necessarily a full-fledged father figure.
Yeah, he's less than a year, but not a newborn. I just had to open an older thing. Well, that's terrible. You don't want to be a dad? What's up with that?
His personality, he's obligated to protect someone already. It's a little difficult to be... obviously he's going to protect his abilities because
his mission is about to be over.
No,
For
that's
now,
true.
maybe.
We'll see.
Okay, so with the mind reading thing, Finn will be able to determine. It's like, oh, okay. Wow, you were going to send us in the wrong direction.
Sorry. Like I said, I was confused.
Let's see. And thanks to, let's see, what is it? Raven's Pennies? Who is that? That's Chris Rice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks to his site, I was able to actually get the best version of Conjure Gate. So I'm like, okay, so that's how he's doing it. I was doing it a bit differently. So he's like, okay, I think I know where that's at, or I have a general location of where that's at based off of your check there. And then he's going to take some additional, extra time with the symbol magic thing to, get to the max there. After making sure everybody's like, all right, we're going to, I'm not going to drop us directly there. I'm going to, some distance back. So we should probably, he's like, I'm gonna have to go last. And he will look to Amira and Ismir and say, the two of you likely need to go in and let Rashid know that we're coming in with a lot of stragglers.
Yep.
Amira will nod, and she's going to turn to one of the people and ask them to make sure to hold on to Dane as they're going through, because Finn is basically planning on doing the gate. At least two of you probably going to be all of the PCs he's going to ask, because he's totally going to ask Aramis, Brum, Haruki, and Thorn to go with to keep an eye on her. Make sure nothing crazy happens, and while he's doing that, and he can have the cat people serving as protectors here as he's getting the people and the civilians through. Does that sound like a plan to everybody?
I would be thinking Haruki would probably be staying behind with Finn just in case.
Unless Finn asks him to keep an eye out on his wife.
Well, I'm doing that already. That's Ismir's job.
Yeah, but he doesn't know Ismir as well as he knows Haruki.
Well,
plus
he's technically not wrong. Ismir would probably be wanting to follow Amira, and Haruki would be wanting to follow Finn.
It's true. Haruki's kind of put himself in the de facto role of bodyguard to Finn.
Okay, that's fine.
And we never see Haruki again.
Never, ever, ever. He's going to strand Haruki here. I don't know why, because maybe he's been possessed and he's evil. That'd have been funny, but.
Meanwhile, Thorn is telling Sianra the story of how Finn was in that world for 7 freaking years.
Brum will comment, what, only 7?
You know what's really funny there, Brian, is I had planned from the beginning to do that with Finn, to sort of age him up and have him and Amir off for a while, and then you threw your whatchamacallit thing where you have the time passes for him. I'm like, hey, cool, precedent, thanks.
Seems like a common thing. Happens all the time.
Yeah, happens all the time. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. All right, so we'll take Finn a. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to actually let me look. It's that crap. I'd have to poke around. I don't want to poke around. It's going to take him a couple minutes to gather the appropriate amount of energy, and then he is going to generate or conjure the gate. Why did it open that? That was weird. What the hell? Oh my god, did I really? That's funny. I had a link to the image that I was going to use, and apparently, somehow, I have overwritten that link on my story thing with Aramis's character. So it's like I click on the link for Finn's gate, and it tries to open, or it opens Aramis's character. I'm like, what?
Oops.
Huh?
Oh, there he goes.
I don't know how that happened. All right, let me. That's better. Okay, so got the nice gate that he will open, and it will reveal the desert mountain area, which Ismir will go, okay, yeah, this is definitely the right location.
I'll go through first with Mara following.
And a giant sandworm meets you.
And Finn closes the gate.
Well, I would do that. No, he'd never do that.
The dragon on the other side would eat Ismir.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Ismir goes through, and then he closes the gate. And then everybody goes, ha, 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 ha. No, he wouldn't do that. That'd be wrong. Okay, so
that'd be hilarious. You create the gate at a slight angle, so everybody goes through, they trip.
That would be vaguely amusing. Yeah. There's also the, it comes in a little too high and you step through it and fall. But no, he's not gonna do that. You likely got some walking wounded. I didn't really take that into account either. Actually, speaking of that, slight dial back. I did establish that there were a whole bunch of other people that were streaming away from the area that had been the gate. Were you guys planning on trying to get additional of them to join you, or are you just like, well, do what you're gonna do, peace out, bro?
Well, technically, we were told to save as many as we can.
I guess technically everybody that lived there was her people. Not that we're necessarily beholden to her anymore, because she's gone now. She's not inhabiting anybody's body that we know of.
Not at all.
Well, Aramis is casting spells.
Or is she?
I think it's in Aramis.
I'd say personally, I would not have a problem with bringing in whatever additional stragglers are there, but I'm not sure Sheikh Rashid is going to appreciate the influx of guests.
Well, I mean, we can at least hang there for
to
the
his
time.
secret safe house cave.
Well, at least, we can always run back with them, because I mean, they're only going to see, yep, they were in the desert. You're not going to, and then we can run off with them again.
Yeah, I think Mark is right there. The vast majority of them are probably city dwellers who are going to look around and go, where the hell are we? Oh, man.
Brum will be compelled to help them.
Are any of them Fail by chance?
No.
We cannot leave all these people here. We must help them.
Haruki's definitely in agreement with that. Leaving them out in the desert is just, murder by, the sun.
Actually, I think Amira is going to agree with that as well, because I believe she had selfless. Yeah, she's got selfless as well. Selfless and charitable. So.
Yeah, they're all coming through.
So let's see. So in that case, you'll probably have once you have sort of determined that, Zianra will suggest that Thorn fly her to the various groups and so she can issue the instructions.
Yeah,
because she is, they will at least recognize her as a cat person. And totally unspoken is get her a little bit away from the creepy blue-eyed guy.
the creepy blue-eyed, potentially explodey guy.
Hey, he intentionally has. That's why I got that aspected luck, so I will not blow up.
Do the cat people have a particular type of name? They're like African, maybe?
I just used the felinoid in the basic set, but I do know what you mean. And I'm not sure if I don't think we established that they did. There were several names that I had discovered online. I'm like, oh, I could use that. That's got too many apostrophes in it. It's like a high elf name.
Because I've got a bunch of names here that may or may not work.
Hey, cat people.
Oh, okay. I understand what you meant. I completely misunderstood. I thought you were talking about a species name, like, troll or orc or something. No, you mean, I don't know. The two that the two that we have actually named have been Zianra and Ziara, and I just use Ziara based off of Zianra. So I don't mind either way. Us going, hey, yeah, we're going to use African names for them. That's fine. We may need to tweak Zianra. Maybe she's just from a weird subculture or something. Or it's a house name or something. Oh, what did you link to, Daniel? Nekogen. Where does Nekogen come from?
How do you
It's
get
Japanese.
the link to work?
Oh, those are Japanese. What? You just click on the all-seeing eye?
Nekuchi.
I don't know if that
hey,
works.
Look, that's funny.
Because they're Japanese.
It could.
The
So they could be from
random names
Sahut.
that popped up. The random names that popped up for me. The very first one, Haruki.
Mm-hmm. No, it makes total sense. They're Sahutis. Because if anybody has cat people, it would be the Sahutis.
Nikojin.
Yeah, I'm not sure if those names would work.
Neko.
Well, that particular site has a crap ton of names, so
no, I'm looking at the one
easy
that
to find another
I'm looking at the one that Brian posted.
They're cat names. Oh, sorry, African names.
Yeah, like maybe drop the surnames and just go with the first part. Oh, wow. It's like, uterus, what? Really? That's a name? Oh, it's uterus. There's an I there. That's still weird.
It's probably not that important.
It might be. It's probably not important. Especially since, I'm going to end up punting and let Brian deal with that when it comes to his turn again.
That's true.
I had the impression that the majority of the Romanian people were female.
No, I think I understand why that was a thought, because the two named ones were both female. They just happened to be the ones that actually. Wait, what? What do we do? Zaratan. What's a Zaratan? It's a big giant sea turtle.
I have no idea. But the name sounds right.
Zaratan, a giant sea turtle, big enough to support small island ecosystems. That is an amusing bit of names there.
All right, so I stepped through the portal. What happens?
You are 160 miles away from where you were before.
I think the Zaratan name generator is actually not too shabby. There's a lot of Z names in there, but there's also all kinds of other ones.
Do I recognize where I need to go?
Yes, once you get here, you know where you've been here, and Amira will come through and look around with the. Okay, I do sort of remember this place now, vaguely. So
basically, we'll approach where we need to go, and I'll make sure that we are visibly seen, so that if anybody is out on a lookout, they'll know we're coming.
And not kill you.
And Finn is going to start telling people to, start going through. So you can get the various people.
This is going to take
some of the cat people as well. Obviously, he's also going to at least ask Brum and Thorn to, keep an eye on the misses, since Haruki's insisting on staying here.
Got it.
Mostly, he doesn't know Ismir yet.
That's fine. I don't know him.
Okay, so let's see here. All right, so you guys will progress up the area somewhat. It's the actual cave is a little bit elevated. You have to get to a particular spot and then climb up this up this area and enter into another area, or to an actual cave. I would like everybody that is accompanying Amira and Ismir. Well, I don't have to say Ismir because, of course, he's there. To give me a perception check in the box, please.
Including Ismir?
Including Ismir.
And the siege is on fire.
That would be funny.
That siege is on fire.
So as you are getting, closer there, it is it doesn't really occur to anyone, but apparently Thorn, there's something that is bothering you. You're not sure what it is. It's not that you it's not that you feel like you are being watched. It's that you don't feel like you're being watched, and you feel like you should be being watched.
Mm-hmm.
And as you step up into this is going to be irritating because the map that I don't know if that's going to work. As you are closing in on the area, I guess I can hide Haruki as well. I think actually Ziana is going to go with Thorn and leave one of her cat people nominally in charge. As you are getting up there, let's see. It seems like everybody but Brum is actually going to hear the sound of what sounds like fighting.
Again? If it's that same caravan, I'm calling shenanigans.
Caravan.
Does it sound like it's coming from the cave itself?
It does.
I will be rushing ahead to figure out what's going on.
And leaving Amira behind?
Whoa.
Fanatic, I will put my life in danger for other Fail, so yeah. And I'm going to be in between her and the fighting, so I'm still in between.
So noted. What is Aramis, Brum, and Thorn / Zianra doing?
Well, Thorn was going to scout ahead anyway because he felt like something was weird. And then we hear fighting.
Well, after Brum is alerted to the fact that people hear fighting, he will head that way. Unless there's lots of people going, at which point he'll probably stay back and look after our tribe.
By this point, you guys are some distance away from them.
Then he'll go forward.
Yeah, if we're gonna be getting into a tizzy here, we should probably find somewhere to park these guys.
I am aware. I'm noting the well. I don't know. They're probably like 100 feet back at this point because, like I said, it took you a while to get up there.
We don't know who else is out here, so they're gonna have to get shelter somewhere.
This is true. Okay, so everybody, actually, I don't know what Aramis is doing. Zianra is about to spring forward to accompany, but then she's going to hesitate and look at Amira and stay with Amira. What is Aramis doing? Is he rushing forward like a crazy person as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so
did Amira suddenly tell Zianra to stay with her?
No. Amira didn't hear the craziness. She rolled almost as bad as Brum. Brum could have rolled worse, but only just. So she, when you guys all take off, Amira is like going to start like, what's going on?
I would be yelling back. I hear fighting. Stay back.
Affray.
Okay, so you rush into the area, the Cave of Winds. I'm obviously, okay, I'm not paying attention. Let me get rid of that.
We rush into the danger, chin first.
Yes. So this is roughly what the cave layout will look like. Since Ismir is aware, and as soon as you pass the first group of steps, and they're not actually steps. It's more natural formation that serves as steps. Although it seems there's some sort of statue thing there that probably isn't actually there. You will be able to see that there are downed Fail all inside the area. They don't necessarily look dead. There are some of them that are, yeah, that guy's dead. That guy is still breathing, so he should be fine. But as you wheel around in, facing that bigger room, I need to try to get this done or revised for next week because I don't want the stupid hexes. You will see a whole bunch of Fail that are they're strewn all about the place, and there is you will see Rashid, but Rashid is being held aloft by someone that Ismir will absolutely recognize as the Fail's former master.
Dun, dun, dun.
Although this dude looks like he's in bad shape. There are great gaping tears in his semi-translucent body. You can see through him in large areas. It looks like almost like somebody took a big bite out of one arm, and he's also got dozens and dozens of Fail arrows standing out of his chest. Although he's still upright, and he is holding Rashid up. And as you come around there, look, you'll see there's this sudden rush of energy from Ataketh into Rashid.
If I can, I'm gonna fast draw my meteoric dagger. I'm gonna throw it at Ataketh.
Okay. That I will allow that check.
What is his distance from me?
Just make the roll. In this case, yeah, just make the roll. We'll see if it ultimately. Oh, well, good lord! Why are you always throwing at the groin?
Are you seriously?
It's just a reflex action on his part.
Well, no, I figure to explain that when he throws, he probably does underhand throws. So the groin just happens to be the natural target.
It's also would be, if it connects, it is the most potential for disruptive, especially for. No, I've just got stabbed in the groin. That hurts.
Really? So you're min-maxing that?
I don't know if it's just the natural target, but he is actually trained to hit people there.
I know.
He spent time going, I'm going to do this.
I'm totally going for the...
He's used to...
Wow.
No, see, he's used to people having torso armor without their groin coverage, and so that's all he's left with.
I'm just gonna say, show us on the doll where the bad man touched you, and then he throws the knife into the groin. You go, got it. We know where the bad man touched you.
That's not sporting.
It probably
totally
isn't sporting.
When he throws the knife, we all just look at each other and look over at him and just shake our heads.
So the knife reaches where Ataketh's groin would be, just as the last of him disappears into Rashid. And then, Rashid's eye, you got light streaming out of Rashid's eyes and mouth and such like that. And there's a nice little boom as something happens. And even though it's a bit early, that is where we're going to call it for the night. And we will start next week with you guys in a fight. Some of you guys in a fight.
Except Brom's going to be really confused. He doesn't know how to walk on this ground because it's all squares. So
yeah,
he walks in.
Like I said,
up, down.
I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure that. I some of the Pathfinder maps I can actually, from like the various adventure paths, I can actually get them without the hexes. I'm not sure if I can get this one without the hexes.
It looks like this one's been created in campaign cartographer.
Yeah, it's highly likely.
Well, this is from the first adventure path of Pathfinder: Rise of the Rune Lords. I think it's the third part.
Because I recognize that statue.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they did that. I'd do that.
Removing the grid lines shouldn't be that difficult. It can be done.
So Rashid was being held up by Atta Keith?
Yes, the Darth Vader sort of thing, but he was like transferring his broken essence into him.
So when I threw, since I was going for the groin, and he's being lifted up, it probably passed underneath Rashid.
Okay.
Is that the assumption, or did Rashid get hit in the leg?
No, it's gonna be more like they were side to you, so you just barely had an angle on his groin area, although he's probably like air from mostly the waist down.
But the nice thing is it's a meteoric iron dagger, so magic is not affected by it, so his magical form would be impacted by the dagger.
Yes,
but he's incorporeal.
You're not hearing. I'm not explaining this properly. He was in the process of possessing Rashid. He has now successfully possessed Rashid.
So I wasn't quick enough.
Correct. Yeah. In this particular case, it was very close. It was one of those. It's like, and even as you were probably in the process of releasing it, you're going, "Oh, is this going to be enough? Oh, damn it! You'll be fine. Don't worry. You can run over there and grab it again."
Only Zool.
That's right. Well, Amira did tell you guys sometime back that the reason Zat Al-Dawahi was constantly calling her a vessel was because of their bloodline.
Right.
So it means I may have to kill my master Rashid because he's possessed by Atta Keith. No,
that may be the case.
There is no Rashid. There is only Atta Keith.
Or I'm sorry, my master. I am your humble servant. What do you want me to do? Oh, you want me to kill the other people? Yes, my master.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. And then Aramis stabs you in the eye.
Yep.
And you don't die. You just have one eye.
And then he stabs you in the other eye.
Yeah, I picked up a quirk. When I stab people in the eye, I'm gonna try to kill him now.
I'm joking, by the way.
I picked up to fill in the 2 missing quirks. I picked up a quirk level Bloodlust, and if I'm in a duel, you're gonna die.
I mean, here's the thing: is I just came in. I'm fanatic for Fail. I see Atta Keith has basically decimated my people, and he's taking over my leader. I am pissed.
That may be the correct use of decimate. There, about 1 in 10 is probably dead. Daniel's like still twitching over there. At any rate, everybody will get the 2 character points for this session. I hope the semi-chase, semi-mass effect or mass combat thing worked. What I wanted to do. Yeah, I corrected myself.
Oh, I had a thought. It was good, but I had a thought maybe we could have done a was it fragmentation? So do a fragmentation roll to see how many people need to make a defense roll, and then we make one defense roll and see did they all succeed or did some of them fail? That may have been another way to do it.
Yeah, interesting.
So, skill 15, for every 3 that you succeed that roll by, is one person that hits.
Actually, I wanted to check on the zombie thing, because they have that deal where you treat the zombie horde like a auto fire. I can't remember what their recoil was set to.
Yeah, well, it's still that is interesting, but I hope that worked. I hope everybody understood what I was trying to do, and it wasn't too.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I thought it turned out pretty well.
Well, that makes me feel a little bit better, because it's like right as we were about to start, I'm going, oh my god, I am not sure if this is going to work. At any rate, next week will be the season finale of the 3rd season.
Where we all have to kill Ismir.
Where you all may have to kill Ismir. If he becomes evil.
By only attacking the groin.
Yeah, right. This is for everyone that you've attacked for us.
So, Mark, since Haruki is quite a ways away, I'm probably going to have you take over Zianra.
Okay.
But
I can
at
do
the
that.
same time, both her and Amira may, be signaling for additional assistance or something like that. So Haruki may have to go. Okay, let me charge up there, or not. But yeah, we can figure that out.
Sounds good to me. I'm pretty flexible.
Cool. All right. If you're watching this and have questions, corrections, or general complaints or suggestions, or heckling, as Daniel likes to say, feel free to leave a comment or find us on Discord. Thank you for watching, and Olympus bids you good night.
Sure.